Stewardship SNB.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the program Stewardship with SNB from the studios of Rstv here in Port Harcourt. Of course, this program is watched all over the world via various social media handles such as YouTube, X handle, and Facebook, and of course on our TV channels such as GoTV channel 142 and StarTimes channel 113. We'll also display our telephone lines on TV on your screen to connect directly to the studio so that you can have your say as always. Because without you, we can't be here. And so together, we'll make this program a huge success. Today, I'm not going to have any guest because you have been following this program and following the trend of events as they break in River State. Of course, no day ever passes without any new event in River State these days, since after the elections that brought the governor of River State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara. So that there'll be no holdback. And then you can also tune down the volume of the TV set. Most of you want to hear more Nelson Braid. Well, I'll take a short break.
With SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB.
All right, in case you have just joined us, the program is Stewardship with SNB from the studios of Rstv here in Port Harcourt. As I earlier told you, you can connect to the studio via our telephone lines that are displayed on your TV set, and of course on various television channels that we are, such as GoTV channel 142 and StarTimes channel, Facebook at Rstv 22PH online. All of these platforms, you can join this live TV show where I'll be joined via telephone by no other person than that.
Then the leader of the APC in River State is well known, right on the Chibuke, former governor of River State.
So I'm not wrong if I say if you're loyal to Rstv Amici.
Of course, you are not wrong.
You were trying.
And again, our issues are in court, and there is a norm. And the norm is that once you enter into legal dispute over a matter, you maintain status quo. And the last time I checked, I am the validly elected spokesperson of APC in River State. So any other thing that is being contrived is, to my mind, what we call, or what an chairman will refer to as an uninvited Congo flag. But I don't think that is the purpose for this interview.
No.
We can go into the details of the
I am the one setting the agenda. I just wanted to start off that way so that our viewer will actually know who we're talking with. Because there are factions of APC in River State. Of course, you're aware. The Tony Okocha faction, which is also there, and your own faction. So I won't be wrong if I start this program with that background.
Well, like you rightly said, that contrivance was set up in order to give a platform to build a platform supposedly for the FCT minister. And whatever that represents to us who have been members of the APC in Rivers State, all this while, for us we view it as an anathema.
All right. Well, let's now go back to the main issue why we called you. Give us an overview, Darlington Wojo, give us an overview of what you think is really happening in Rivers politics. Since Governor Fubara was sworn in on the 27th of May, 2023, yeah, I'm correct, he has not known peace. Distraction from left, right, and center. From his supposed friend.
Who finds himself in the midst of very bad people.
Really?
And yes. And when you narcissist, so even though he's no longer governor, he has refused to leave the stage. And that is improper. That is not correct. That should not be the reason why you supported a candidate or sponsored a candidate as it were, as he has claimed during various interviews and public outings. So you cannot sponsor or push an individual into public because you want to still be in control, and that was why we said that he was looking for a way to do a third term. And so, fortunately, as God may have it, the cookies have crumbled. And so that third term agenda cannot see the light of the day. Because in the east of Rivers State, it's been difficult for anybody to be governor after being governor. If you know what I mean. It's been difficult to have somebody. In 1999, we had an Odili, and Amechi took over from him. We never had an Odili controlling an Amechi. And after Nyesoruke took over from Amechi, we never had an Amechi controlling the Nyesoruke. So the trend will not stop, even though it enjoy their commonwealth, because you cannot have one single individual determine even the policy of the state. It is a
jurisdiction have issued conflicting directives.
Well, if you look the constitution, ask questions about the criminal code, and it has turned us into emergency researchers. Now, the issues bordering on the Rivers House of Assembly, to my mind and to the best of my knowledge, are still very, very, how do I put it now, for lack of a better word, it's still controversial, still in contention. Now, the speakership of the state, of the 27 members of the State Assembly is still under legal scrutiny. You cannot go ahead to carry out actions that will, at the end of the day, be thrown into the dustbin if the questions of the legality of your membership of that house is finally decided by the court. Because the issue of interpreting correctly section 109 subsection 1 paragraph G of the 1999 constitution as amended is still at the front burner, and you cannot throw it away, or you cannot wish it away, or you cannot turn a blind eye to it. the fact that the Constitution does not permit that persons who are especially in the legislature, particularly the legislature, would just cross carpet or defect into other political platforms outside the one that originally sponsored them into the house. Now, there is a condition precedent that has been set by the Supreme Court of Nigeria, which is the highest court in the land. And it is said that when the Supreme Court I said the Supreme Court will have to apologize to the member who was kicked out of the house by the Supreme Court by the reason of his defection from the Labour Party to ACN from Ondo State. This is a precedent that was set by the Supreme Court.
All right.
And the Supreme Court now defined what it means for a party to be in crisis or in factions. And what did they say? The Supreme Court said unless a political party has two chairmen, has parallel executives, and has different noticeable, identifiable offices, that is secretariat. That outside of that, you cannot describe a party as being in factions until these ingredients of factionalization are met. So, in the case of the PDP in Nigeria, we all know that the only identifiable national secretariat of the PDP is the one at Wadata Plaza in Wuse. That there is no other national secretariat of the PDP elsewhere aside of that. That there is just but one acting national chairman of the PDP, Ambassador Damadu.
So the PDP is intact. They have no problem.
So the PDP is not in factions. And now let me also come. There was an argument over that the office of the National Secretary was in contention. Fortunately and unfortunately for those who defected, that position or the issues surrounding that position was laid to rest on the 10th of January by an Abuja High Court. And the court has said that Senator Samuel Ayamu remains the National Secretary of the PDP. So where then is the contention? Where then is the confusion? Where then are we imagining a crack or a division in the PDP? So you see that
Mr. Wojo, you are invariably you are saying that all decisions taken by the Amiable Assembly is null and void. Is that what you mean?
I am saying that by the time a competent court observing the shortfalls, comparing what the proclamations were and what the constitution was said, but nobody raised those issues. And so they came out signing the agreement. And so having signed it now became an issue to implement, an issue of morality, to stand by what you have signed or what you have agreed to implement.
All right. Mr. Darlington Woju, many are of the opinion that the FCT minister and his supporters won't stop until they destroy the governor. What's your take on this?
Well, it's not about many being of the opinion. It's beyond trying to make out what the opinions of many are. This is the agenda. There is no other agenda. It's very clear In this case, even the blind can see that that is the only agenda to make sure that the governor is brought down. That's the only agenda. It's like a one-point agenda.
All right. Let me take you back to the Edison case again. Why is Edison here being fingered for the fire incident in the assembly? And why is the court ordering his arrest when the River State government, owners of the facility, hasn't complained this to the police?
Well, the wise is like asking me to pry into a matter that has become subject of criminal investigations. First of all, the destruction of a very important edifice in our state, a symbolic edifice, it is a sad one. Taxpayers' money. It means that it's property of
The River State
legal people. It belongs to us. Now, if the state government have not taken steps to ensure that those who did this damage or caused this destruction were brought to book, and the police decides to on their own do investigate underground investigations to get to the root of the causes to this. I do not think that we should just wake up and begin to politicize. However, as a party, we have called on the state government to look into the issues surrounding that particular incident. Not just the fact that there was an arson attack, but what were the remote causes? What led to that arson attack? And then when you now go into the issues surrounding the attack, you agree with me that they are purely political issues that led to that incident. And now, were those political issues avoidable? The answer is yes. What have prompted members of the House to imagine the impeachment of the governor? What were his offenses? And you know, funny enough, up till today, nobody has come out to say
This is
the
offense.
governor committed X, Y, Z offenses, and that these were clear constitutional breaches that should now require that he faces any.
Before we go for break, let me ask you this question: that in law, are you there with us? Are you there?
I am here.
Yeah, in law, though you and I are not lawyers, but the difference between us that you are approbating and approbating at the same time.
Not that you can't be approbating and reprobating.
Yeah, at the same time. If the wicked faction sincerely wants peace, don't you think that the arrest warrant and armistice during the roundtable discussions?
Well, that's a good question. Some individuals have listened to some of the arguments as to the fact that, well, the only request that the governor had made on that day, even while accepting all the 8 points, he had requested that his supporters or followers should not be hounded, should not be harassed, should not suffer for supporting him. But unfortunately, that point was not captured in the 8-point
resolutions.
Agreement. So I was thinking that immediately the governor made that observation, it should have been point number on that list, so that it will be in black and white, because it's very very important, because it seems to me that he made that comment just in passing, and so it was not captured as part of the peace deal. So I was thinking I should have been captured to ensure that those who supported actively the governor, because in politics you do not expect someone who has grown to the level of a governor of a state not
Interested to pick up forms to contest a forthcoming local
with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB.